Good afternoon.
I was gonna say good morning. It is
right?
afternoon.
It is
Hello.
afternoon. We're just all out of sorts here.
That's great. So is her hair, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too terrible, does it?
No.
It's pretty good.
I actually, like, she's been saying this is when people have been really loving her hair, and that's how it goes, you know. But the truth is, she actually has a ton of regrowth underneath here. And so, how long have we been now, Shirley?
It's been 4 months since we went solid blonde.
Okay,
So this is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And by what she did last visit, which if you missed that, I'll link it down below.
Yeah.
But she added just enough of a haze to where you really can't see that harsh line.
Right. Because at the end of the day, she likes the depth that this is showing her. So
we're adding some color. We're doing cut. So let's get going.
Let's get going. Okay, so as we do around her little fringe area here, I tend to take real fine ones, just little baby lights to kind of help her blend her natural hair color here. And that helps for longevity. And then I just kind of follow all the way through. As you can see here, this lightness is her natural color. So I kind of blend it in there, you know?
Yeah, she blends it in well.
So it hides, you know? So we're gonna just take this little area and keep it real blonde, and then we're gonna do a little chunky right through the front, so. Gonna go to space now.
Yes, got my spacesuit on, at least my helmet.
I know. So she definitely has plenty of foils in there. She's really, Shirley's been enjoying the amount of blonde and especially the contrast with the dark. So due to the fact that she had so much regrowth, other than the little bits that we kind of quickly touched up last time, I had to make sure I highlighted her. I kind of went with some slicing in addition to some finer highlights, kind of back to back, due to the fact that we don't want to lose all of a sudden, like I give her one haircut and her past solid blonde goes away. So we did have to go with a heavy highlight in here, and I did use Wella Blondor, and I did go with the 40 volume. That one's always predictable. We can get her light enough with that, and it doesn't swell if I put it underneath the dryer for a bit. So that's a little bit of a key. I've used other lighteners, and they just, if they swell, then they get a little bit of bleeding. So that's what we're doing right now.
We'll sit under the dryer for probably
forever. No, I'm just kidding.
Until I'm done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I usually have her like sit maybe 10, 15 minutes kind of by herself, and then because she's in here for such regular haircuts, I'm not afraid to push her hair a little bit better, and not to mention her hair integrity is already very strong. So I wouldn't do this with everyone. It's just I make sure I say that so that everybody knows that. But because I know her hair can handle it, it's okay.
We'll see you soon.
I actually take like a hard sectioned line, and I literally just take this all the way.
Yeah.
I actually did a 3 and then a 2. Yeah, just so I know. And then with her hairline, we kind of go, we don't go like total V, but we V a little bit. I go a little skinnier on her neckline. Okay, so then what we do, she likes to kind of push her hair up. I don't know if you at all had seen her styling, and she kind of pushes this forward, and it's really a nice little touch. It kind of makes it a little funky. So what I do is like right around her ear, we actually are going to do a little higher. And then what we kind of already discussed this, that's how I know I'm going to do it. So just think of like following the ear. And then what it does is this will be easier for her because she feels like she's getting a lot of hair all right here. So, and then I just kind of, like a trim.
Yeah.
Do you like this length here in the, like right in this corner though?
Yeah, maybe a little shorter.
Okay.
I know if you don't cut it, it'll be like too long in a week. So yeah. But I do like a longer corner there.
Cool. So I love, do you have a razor, Natalie?
Yes.
So I use the heck out of this carving comb, especially for my perimeter work, because it creates such a soft line. And then I scissor cut everything else usually, except for like afterwards, and I'm doing, so as you can see, by doing that, it already kind of
It
got
gives
rid
it a
of
cute
it.
line instead of that blunt.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, gives you more texture.
Yeah. So same thing, just around here. Yeah. And this one you could do just different like variations for a lot of people.
Right.
I oftentimes say that like the ear to ear is a really big baseline for a lot of things. Like this, also where I cut my short layers on the top, I use that as my like the headband part. I oftentimes say, because I feel like that's where everybody it sticks up from, and I take that a little bit as my guide and where.
Right. You can start your shape and up and back from that.
So here, I tend to always leave them with a little bit more length around their face. Obviously, we can always cut that off. Let's see how nice that lays.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to here, I kind of find that I go a little bit, like I pull this back so that it kind of blends with that front that I've already kind of cut. And then that way it's kind of seamless-ish. So that way you don't have an end and a beginning.
Right.
Kind of thing.
And it gets rid of that corner.
Yeah. Last time gone a bit short through here. So I am gonna just do a little trim on those ends because she felt like it was just getting okay. So with this cowlick, I feel like you kind of rub it all the way around, right?
Yeah. So you use your cowlick.
She does. Whereas like I feel like if hers is almost better a little longer. Whereas some people it's like they just need it out. They need to leave.
Yeah.
She can manipulate it and would prefer it to be a little bit of a different look that way. You know what I mean? So we're just doing that. Okay, so then like up here, she did really like here. Let me see where we're at. So as you can see, so I always take this is my guideline, this area, and then I blend it forward, and then as well as I blend it back. So you liked where we were at, just needs to be a little bit shorter, right, Sharon?
Yeah.
So I always take this area, that little inch section, and I just really kind of start that as my guideline. So as you can see, it will pop up, but it won't back here because obviously we don't need that.
Right.
And
So
then I
just connecting
kinda-
it a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then same with here.
And essentially, we're bringing this to it.
Totally.
You're not
like-
traveling back.
Yeah, exactly. So you're leaving that length.
So that leaves that length. Yeah.
Yep. So she gets a little heavy in these corners because she's got thick hair. This side she doesn't. That's just because she has more hair on this side.
Yeah.
We did go a little higher on her clipping here to get rid of some of that hair. And then here I'm gonna just take. I always do a little piecey. I watch the razor in the front because you know, like when you're really blonde, it gets.
Yeah.
It's already compromised, right?
Right.
So it'll just hammer it more.
I want it to look more damaged than it is.
Yeah. Right. And there's been times
Yeah.
that we've had our own organic chemical haircut.
We just blend that right in.
Right?
Oh,
right?
maybe a little shorter there. So, but overall, hey, so the last time we did kind of change that.
Yeah, we did a little bit deeper.
That's right.
And I liked that. Yeah, the deeper part.
So we went a little shorter, and then your length felt pretty good everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, like I take that back crown area.
And just connecting that.
Yep, and I don't, you know, so there's times that she'll tell me I want it a little heavier in the front, and then I usually kind of make it a traveling guide because, but I'll go conservatively on it because she doesn't like it to be so layered. We've kind of done that in the past. But what we have experienced is this bulkiness here. So what I'm thinking is we need to cut from that spot. So you can kind of see that length and get rid of some of that. She still likes that length, so I work more on the interior and slightly layer, and then because if I take all this, it'll make the ends really skinny.
Right.
And we can do that with the like razor, or we already kind of did. You know what I mean? But I'm not afraid to like go kind of deep in there because she has so much hair. So here she is. She's a little tuned up. Yay. She's got a little refresh there. So I know. So what we ended up doing today was, like I said earlier, we just went through and did like some slicing. We kept her overall pretty darn blonde because I needed to refresh what we had done from a couple months ago. Otherwise, if I didn't go heavy with the blonde, she likes the depth here. But if I didn't, it would be gone like in the next cut or two because it would have grown out in many places. So I did Blondor, Wella with 40 volume. She processed for probably 45 minutes at least. And then I did REDKEN Shades toner, and I did equal parts of 10 VV and 10 P actually. So keep her light, but still just get rid of that double violet on the VV. Really helps get rid of her yellow, even though we did lift her. She lifted well, but I think this, but I like it. Nice and bright. And then as far as on her sides go, we did do our undercutting here, as you can see. And I did a 3 up to where we went. And then on the bottom, I just kind of followed it with a little bit of a 2. So it was a little shorter, a little cleaner. And I actually haven't been going that high through the back, so she gets a little bit more fullness through here. She styles a little bit fuller through here, I think, than I do. So it'll give her that option of kind of that kind of thicker little, kind of like a wedge area back there. So, and then in addition, she likes to do a little popping up. So we kind of like to go a little shorter right through that hairline. You know, give her a little edginess if she wants. So yeah. And again, I always take this right here. I always sell like kind of the headband part. This is where I start my guideline from. So what guideline? It's the part that like usually sticks up a little bit here, and then I just match everything from here to the front with that. That might be a real slight angle. It might be a little bit depending on if she wants like a heavier or fuller bang or not. Like there's times like we're layered a little bit here, but this is all nice and still kind of long. So it just depends on what she'd like. But today we just kind of lightly layered it because it was a little full.
Thank you,
good.
Kristen, my
Yeah, thank you.
amazing stylist.
Oh,
We
thank
are
you.
in Southern California, the
Yes.
Michael Williams Salon.
Yes.
So I get that question a lot. I'll leave the details in the description box. But thank you guys for coming along.
Bye.
Thank you, Kristen.
Oh, you're welcome.
Later.
Bye-bye.